With the release of Strinova just right around the corner, I decided to make a video letting new players know one tip about every character in Strinova. And first off, we're going to start with Yvette. You may know that her bear Faye can be shot by enemies, but it can also be shot through by allies and yourself. Kokona. Her drone has AoE healing, which has a set range, but can also work through walls. Celestia. Her ult can be cancelled early and still grant the benefits of the ult itself. Kanami. If you want to use her Awakening 3, make sure it's both kept safe from the enemy shooting it, and that it's in range of your allies to get the buff in the first place. Nobunaga. His Awakening 2 does work vertically. Here's a couple examples on the map Windy Town. Flavia. Her orb that makes her invincible can be cancelled early. Good if they're blind from her flying orb to have an advantageous fight. Ming. Her orb can be activated again after use to halt its travel and burst early. Otherwise it'll keep going until it hits an enemy or its travel time expires. Meredith. Something to note when playing or facing her is her ultimate will end early if she dies. Lawine. Do not exit your ult in front of the enemy. You have to take a second to re-equip your gun when coming out, giving them the edge to fire first, so just keep that in mind. Reiichi. Make sure to let the team know that you have Awakening 3 active, as it does help your entire team. Audrey. While not used much, if you're using Awakening 2, the auto turret doesn't die when you do. Maddelina. Her Awakening 3 bubbles will stay long past when the surface paint disappears, and lasts about 30 seconds after. Baimo. Learning that his dash can go upwards a bit may be tricky, but can help in certain situations like these few examples shown. Next up we will talk about Eika next, as she's shown to be on the website, so it's very likely she's going to be on release. Her passive can be charged on summons like Yvette's bears or Michele's turrets. Now you might have noticed I haven't talked about Michele and Fuchsia yet. That's because Michele got a nerf and Fuchsia got a buff on the CN version. So what we'll do is talk about a before and after for both, as we have no idea if the changes in CN will come to the global release day 1. Michele. When using her Awakening 3, save a drone for yourself to get the buff wherever you decide to go to. If you place all of them before knowing which side the opponents are going to, you'll have to wait for the cooldown to get the buff from Awakening 3. The nerf she got was that if you get too far from your drones, it will deactivate them. However, while testing this on Windy Town, it did seem to work quite far before deactivating. Fuchsia. Awakening 3 is usually better for the massive slow, but 2 has its points where it can be useful. But for consistency, the third Awakening is the best one. The buff she got is, the first kill or assist you get grants you 40 max health, so picking up her passive early can do a lot for you in the rest of the round. Now we'll talk about the final 3 characters, which are not in the global beta of the game. Galatea, a member of Urbino. Fragrans, a member of Scissors, and the most recently released character in CN, Yugiri, a member of PUS. Galatea. Her Awakening 2 functions similarly to Lawine's ult, so same tip applies here. Don't be in front of your opponent when the invisibility timer runs out. Fragrans. Her passive, unlike Celestia, doesn't require an ally to be near, so she has health regeneration. And finally, Yugiri. Both Awakenings are very good in different situations. What I like to do is use her second Awakening for teams that like to rush into sight, as her second Awakening expands the area of effect, while her third is good for slower teams as the smoke can block off sightlines. And that's one tip for every character in Strinova. Looking forward to the full release on the 21st. See you then.